Welcome back to Sip the Tally Films. I'm your host, Coach Evans, and today we're going to talk about A.T. Perry, Wake Forest wide receiver, 6'3" and a half, 198 pounds. Let's get into a little bit of what I saw over the course of watching two games, even though the footage is only from one game versus Clemson. And I wrote down some notes, so I'll read them off to you. He ran a 4.47, and you'll see me in the video, or you'll hear me in the video mention or ask what did he run, but I figured it out. So now I'm putting it out there. He ran a 4.47 at the combine. What I got for him, he works best in the 10 to 20 yard range. Had 129 targets, 81 catches, 1,100 yards, 13.6 yards per catch, 11 TDs. His catch percentage was 62.8. He had 8 drops with a 9% drop rate, and his contested catch rate was 44%. With that being said, let's get into A.T. Perry, Wake Forest. All right, let's get into A.T. Perry's film. The game we're going to break down is from Clemson. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 clips. Let's get into it. And Perry is here, right there. Really just want to see how he get in and out of breaks. So what I like about this is good catch. Made a guy miss. Got a little yak, even though the same guy made the tackle. Watch him square his feet. Square his feet. Now, he know he's running the in-breaking route, but he's going to get the DB to open up toward the sideline to give him the inside. See, watch, he shuffled that way. See, watch the DB shuffle that way because of the first step he gave him, that outside jab. Now he has the leverage he wants. He's going to push up the field, get on a straight line. He don't just run inside. He gets on a straight line. Once he gets the initial get off, his release. It's a straight, and not only does he run a straight line, he runs back toward the DB. He leans into the DB and kind of pushes off a little bit, kind of like that Michael Irvin deal I like. And now look at the separation he got. This is nuance running. This is a kid that knows what he's doing. Maybe don't have the numbers to produce. Maybe it was the team, the quarterback, or whatever. But this little bit right here lets me know he knows what he's doing. Gonna lean back into the DB because he know he want to break in, and that gave him more space. Because if he don't lean back into the DB, if he, just kind of hovers in here, then breaks, that puts him closer to the free safety. But by him leaning back into the DB, then breaking it across, that's more. Look at the difference. Look at the difference in space. Bam, gets the ball. And with that, just because of him pushing back out, that gave him the room to have this space and not let this guy just basically lay him out. Makes the catch, makes him miss. And, ends up getting another about 3 or 4 yards a yak. Let's go to the second play. At the bottom of your screen. And again, he don't get the ball right here, but again, just lets me know he knows what he's doing. He's going to push inside to draw the defender this way, so he'll have more room to break out instead of just running straight at him and turning out. And the DB has inside leverage, so he has to keep inside leverage, so the DB's going to end up shuffling at this angle, which is going to give him more room to work if he would have been getting the ball. See, look, the DB's almost on the hash. So had this ball been coming to the bottom of your screen, look at all the room he got to work with. All the room he got to work with. Third play. Bottom of your screen. I like the little jump stop. And working back to the ball. I love the little jump move to get his release. Coming off, I'm gonna skip, square up. DB jumps inside, so he gives away his leverage. Now I know what I got. I gotta blow this out and make it look like a fade to put him in catch-up mode. I gotta run this hard so he can be in catch-up mode. So when I break down, he'll go right past me. And that's what happened. He ran that hard, like came out like it was a go ball. So when he sat down, the DB flew right past him. And now he helps his quarterback out by working back to the ball and keeping that separation that he gained by working back to the ball. And so, yeah, he lost some yardage on it, but he kept the ball safe. And he turns upfield and kind of gets that yardage back. Experienced dude running routes right here. Stance look kind of ugly. Hands on your knees. I don't like that. Work in the middle of the field. Got to. At this size, you got to be able to work the middle of the field. At this size, you have to be able to work the middle of the field. Got to. And they run a little RPO where the quarterback's just shuffling, waiting on him to come. And I think they're reading this fella here, I think. He's coming downhill. Yeah, that's who they're reading. And so when he stepped down, he left this big old void. This big void here for him to get in. Again, catching the ball over the middle, getting a little yak, protecting himself. At that size, you got to be able to make plays over the middle. You have to. Bottom of your screen again, hands on your knees. Get your hands off your knees, son. Let's skip again. Oh, I like that too. I like that too. You get a little skip release. Bam. They're going to give you some outside. And you're going to jump. And I'm going to get inside you. Good. I like his hands too. I don't know how well you guys can see it, but watch his hands when the DB tries to put that hand out there after he got fooled. Bam. DB sticks his hand out there to try to slow his progress, slaps it down, arm over, and now I'm clean through. I ain't get the ball, but it's a good looking slant route. Playmaking ability. Get a little press man. Let's see if you can get off of it. Because the blitz is coming. Run a little curl route. Works back a little bit. Makes the guy miss. Running away from that D lineman, but the cornerback came and got him. I don't remember what his 40 was at the time I'm recording it, but I'll probably talk about it in the preview before the video starts. I'll talk about his 40 time. But again, great release. Doesn't get jammed up on a release. So gets a free release basically. Gets outside, turns up to make it look like a go route. Again, good stop on the dime. But the DB did a decent job too, but he just can't get his hips flipped. And he works back to the ball, goes up and high points it. Now he really bracing himself for the lick. But the guy whiffs. Just that little subtle step inside makes him whiff. And now he's off to the races. A.T. Perry's going to make some team a solid receiver. He seems to know what he's doing as far as a route runner. He doesn't just run the routes as drawn on the board. He has nuance to his routes. He understands how to gain leverage, gain advantage with leverage. He understands his frame and how to use it. He also understands that working over the middle will help him land on the team because he's not afraid to do so. Does he have gaudy numbers? No. The team he played on wasn't the greatest, but he had a 1,100 catches this year. 1,100 yards on 13 yards per catch, or roughly 13 yards per catch. So some team's going to get a good receiver, a good third guy, maybe a red zone guy to start off with, who eventually can work his way to be a 2 and maybe even a 1 down the line. But I appreciate you guys for coming through. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Make sure you do that too. And if you want to support, like most people have done lately, consider joining the Patreon at patreon.com/SipToTally. That'll get you into the Discord where you can have a continuous conversation with the rest of the community, and we can talk about ball and whatever else you want to. There's also a Cash App there, PayPal in the description also, and you follow me on Twitter at CoachEvans9. That being said, peace, y'all. I'm out.